hours ago. Let's see.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Omich Show. We ain't doing that live, ladies and gentlemen, in this bullshit. We're gonna get straight to introductions. All right, from
That was the weakest
Kenoshi.
introduction I heard in a minute,
Man,
son.
shut the fuck up, son. Go ahead, Kenoshi.
This is Kanashi Abalmanito here to say that I don't know. I don't have anything to say.
All right, Thanos, take it over.
Yo, this is Thanos for the fourth fucking time today. The podcast. Let's do this shit, Armin. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey.
You shut the
Hello,
fuck up,
everybody.
That's your introduction. All right, let's keep it moving.
You guys know who I am.
All right, so what I'm gonna do first, man, is I'm gonna do something a little off topic today. First, we're gonna do a topic that's dear to my heart that I've been discussing with my group for like the last 10 years, and then before we do that, I'm gonna talk about what this channel is gonna be about before it even starts up.
Oh wow.
All right, so how I'm gonna do things, man, is I'm gonna do my own little community on shit. You know, talk about gaming, talk about what is everything's going on, talk about how the idiots on the fucking crumb side of YouTube, and I'm not gonna save face with anybody. So if you come in here, be prepared. There will be shots fired. There is no holding hands. There's no singing kumbaya. You know, it's gonna be straight raw and uncut, and that's why I want it to be. You know.
That's what One Stop says. He's wrong. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
son.
see, the difference between me and One Stop, motherfuckers, I'm actually raw and uncut. I'm not gonna sit there and put an agenda to shit, you know.
Yeah, but he calls everybody dick ears, right?
Man, look, you can take your dick eater ass on somewhere too, son. Alright? So that's
Don't
what's gonna
copy
go
his
on
shit
on
now,
my
man. Don't be
channel,
like
man.
that.
It's gonna be, you know, I want to build a community. I don't want to sit here and just say that I'm, you know, an X-Twad or a fucking pony or whatever the fuck y'all want to call it. It's a group of gamers, man, being able to shoot the shit and have fun. I will be doing movies. I'll do anime shit. I'll also, you know, if it dabbles into it, we'll do sports if people want to do that. So it's an open cast. All right, let's get into the topic that I really want to get into. Everybody knows how competitive gaming is. Everybody knows what clans are and what, you know, clan battles are, different shit like that. There's always been a thing that I've always thought that Microsoft and PlayStation don't go into is actually setting up community events into their networking for like clan events, because there's all these third-party sites that do that, like clanbattles.com, Q&A.com, fucking Clan Wars, all these different sites. And personally, I feel like, you know, they want to make quote-unquote business money and shit like that. They can house their own events with some of these microtransactions they're doing. Anyone want to take the floor before I go on to what I was going to say?
No.
Oh.
I got shit to say on that, man.
You got anything to say on that?
No, go.
I'm not. I don't watch a lot of professional gaming or follow it too much.
Well, see, the thing with professional gaming is you're always gonna get the professionals, but what you don't ever see is the fucking how they start up, the amateur gamers. You know, how they come up into the community. Unless you're following like MLG and you're signed up and you participate in the rosters and shit. The way we always looked at it is there's things that you can do with this. Like you can have you know, a whole little clan section set up for, you know, shit. And Halo 2 did it, actually. Where you can set up different community events and different games, and, you know, certain transactions and shit will go in there. Like, let's say, for example, with Halo, you could, they could make an emblem creator like they did with Call of Duty. Shut up, Poppy. And
Oh, damn.
they could charge like a dollar fee to make your own emblem, and, you know, 50% of that would go into the pool for the clan battles and shit. And they could have like in-house tournaments with different groups, U.S. versus U.K., shit like that. And they could make a small margin of profit off of it, and at the same time, it would build and foster the community. Because there's a lot of competitive games out nowadays. And if you look at it, there's a lot of them that are around that already foster that inner community. Battlefield, Call of Duty, fucking Dota, League of Legends, shit like that. They already have this circuit in there. It's already built into their communities. It's just not being used.
Wow.
You got nothing, Poppy? I know you don't play no online, so you wouldn't understand this.
I just don't listen. I don't. You're asking me about whether competitive play should be you know,
Incorporated into the live, yes, that's what I'm asking you. For the amateur circuits, not for like the main circuits.
but aren't there like subsectors of that shit going on
Yes,
already?
there's subsectors of that, but the subsectors
But-
are all on. Here's how the subsectors work, Poppy, because I know you've never done it. Okay, so let's say I go to clanbattles.com or MLG.com. I got to sign up a roster, sign up my gamer tag, sign up my list, yada yada yada, right? And then I got to go into the roster. It's more hassle because you have to sit here and go from this third-party site, then you have to sit there and make sure your team members and everything are there. If you had this all on the main medium on the console itself, already up and running, it would literally just be
You're talking about,
click
like,
in your
local
guys
servers.
and go.
You're talking about like local servers, is what you're saying.
Yes, like a local service base instead of having it on the third-party networking, and then they can actually use that to
Well,
incorporate
the
like
problem
some.
with that is that you're. The problem with that is.
You'd be knocking out a lot of the third-party sites.
Yeah, well, that too, but I mean, in order for it to be fair, you gotta have equal footing, right? Which means
Well,
the latency and
yeah,
shit gotta be all
And
equal.
that's where it would come to a lot of the competitive games would have to write down a list, and they already do that. Because if you go to these different sites, like I was saying, they have rules and regulations for all the games. Certain shit you can't do. For example, in Battlefield, you can't use like the noob tubes. You can't use certain of the C4s. You can't use spawn beacons.
Yeah, there's
each-
gotta be some set standards and rules.
well, and
regulations.
that's what I'm saying. These third-party sites already have that on there. The problem is a lot of time with these sites that fail is the community has to constantly go back and forth to each of these sites, and a lot of the guys don't want to do the maintenance. If the maintenance was so
Of course,
easy,
somebody's
and
gotta pay for
streamlined-
that shit. What do you think, man? It's just
Well,
not
no.
free.
What I mean by the maintenance is not the maintenance of the site; it's the maintenance of the people trying to do it. Like that has been the biggest problem.
Yeah,
with
somebody's
competitive sites.
somebody's not gonna volunteer their time and effort.
Oh, I've had for the last 10 years, but that's one of the biggest
Well,
difficulties.
that's
with it.
because you're a you're like really, hardcore with that shit, man. I was gonna say a weirdo, but I mean.
Well,
the
that's
same
because
shit.
it's the competitive thing, man, and it
But,
keeps.
I mean,
your
it's
group
like
up.
the guy like with Red Raven. Remember, he was talking about the servers. There's like these guys that actually spend money out of their own pocket to keep up the servers for that Fantasy Star game from the Dreamcast and shit, so people can play it. I mean, that's only you're talking about a very niche crowd right there.
But see, you're actually wrong about that. It's not really as niche as you want it to be, Poppy. Like,
Okay, but then
here's
what
the
makes
thing.
it worse, right? Is like what you're saying. It's a huge population. So with the huge population, the requirements are extraordinary. So with it being extraordinary, you're incurring costs there, son. You're talking about a lot of fucking investment, capital investment.
Yeah.
So in order for
But-
you to maintain the service at a certain level, a professional level, then you're asking to have
It
people
wouldn't.
staff
Okay,
for it.
listen. Most of these sites that run this shit right now, Poppy, the most they do on their updates and everything is literally just updating the new games. Everything else is already pre-formatted. If you could take them same engines, them same qualities, and if you put it onto like an app and then put the app on the Xbox itself, that's what I'm trying to get at. Put the app on the Xbox.
Yeah,
itself,
I know what
it'd be
you're
a lot easier
saying,
to
but
sign.
I mean, does Microsoft see any value in making
There could be a value in the shit if they actually
like
put the
adding
time-
extra resources to a certain population? Where I mean, aren't they doing that shit with Halo 5 already?
No, they're not
They're-
doing it with
Don't
Halo
they got
5.
like a money pool? Don't they got a money pool going on right
Money
now?
pool goes to the competitive players. The money pool does not go to like the the average players.
Okay, so
yada,
how
yada.
are they
What I'm
playing it?
trying
They're
to
playing
do-
it on local, right? They're doing local servers.
Here's what I'm telling you: the
On site.
local Poppy, the average players that play the game that want to do clan battles and stuff, they have to go to a third-party site and they have to roster into a third-party site, then go play the games and report back to the third-party site in order to play. If you go look at most of these forums, most players that play these competitive leagues on these third-party sites all are saying the same thing. They're all wanting it on the main network, on the Xbox network, because it would just be easier to fucking get the game started. It'd be easier to get the rules tracked and everything like that than having to do all the
But that
extra.
goes back again to putting capital behind it. You're talking about an investment, an extreme,
Yes, and that's
extreme
what I'm saying.
investment.
Still do that with some of these microtransactions.
So you're
Think-
you're saying that if let's say Microsoft came out tomorrow and said, "Hey guys, we know we've been hearing you guys.
Let
shouting
me
for
ask
this.
you. Let
We're
me
gonna
ask you
go
this.
ahead and open up a third tier. We're gonna go into the platinum tier level, and this will allow
No,
professional
how
gaming
about this? How about this, Poppy? Let's say that
competition.
Microsoft comes out next E3, right?
It's
And
gonna
they
cost
say,
you
hold
eighty
on,
dollars a month. I mean, $80 a year extra, or some shit like that. Would you pay
hold,
for it?
hold on, Poppy. Well, let me finish. Let's say that Microsoft comes in next E3 and says, look, we have this tournament going on for Halo 5, Gears of War, Ultimate, right? All sign up participants. Everybody sign up. Ballots lock out on July 1st.
Hmm.
And whoever wins in the tournament for Gears of War will be able to play a live Capcom Gamescom screening of Gears of War on stage as the prize pool winning. And let's say that they say,
But
okay, whatever. Hold on, let me finish. Because let's say, well, what they'll do is like every time you buy an avatar or every time you buy a theme from Xbox Live, 5% of the proceeds from now on will go into the tournament pooling. All
Oh,
right.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you get what I'm
No.
saying? Because we
Yeah.
already buy avatars. I've already spent on Xbox Live and over the last 10 years probably $400 something on avatars. That money's just going straight to Microsoft. Let's say you take 5% of that and you put it into this tournament pooling for the maintenance and the prize pools, everything like that. And eventually
nah,
this shit will, hold on, Poppy, let me finish. Eventually this shit will pay off for itself in time because
okay,
this
so then
will
you're for it. That's fine. I don't have anything against it, man. That's what you're asking me for? I
no,
don't
I'm
have
asking you
anything
what would
against
you
it, man.
think about this because this would bring up more
I think it'd
roster
be
into the
cool. I
game.
think it'd be all right. Anything that adds more competition to gaming and shit adds more value to gaming because that keeps a game in the focus of gamers right now. Because gamers have a tendency to drop shit like it's hot. The other day we
But
were talking about Minecraft, and you're like, "Oh, well, that's boring. Hey, that shit's old." I was like, "How's that shit old and boring? Who gives a fuck when it came out? People are
but
still playing that game. It's
But that's
still a
what I'm saying,
relevant title."
Poppy. That's what I'm saying, because this same shit, that the design almost comes from League of Legends. Like, all right, once you get
Oh,
to
don't
rank,
don't get me started on
hold,
League of
hold,
Legends, son. Don't get me started on
hold
that,
on,
son.
Poppy. Let me finish. Once you get to rank level 30 in League of Legends, you go into what's called League Play, and then you can
Right.
set up your own roster and your own team and shit into that. And it's basically the same thing. League of Legends already has the same design implemented into their system, and it runs so beautifully that a lot of these average players that go play League of Legends and do their league roster and get competitive actually eventually get it signed up for some of these pro teams. It could be the same thing, and Microsoft could use this, or PlayStation could use this.
Real quick, are these tournaments also hosted in Tokyo or Japan?
Yeah, they're hosted in Tokyo and Japan. They're hosted in UK. Like the European scene is really big with the
Yeah,
with
because I
esports.
can see Microsoft, really like putting a foundation out there, like in the Western.
And
You
that's
know
what
what
I'm
I mean?
saying. See,
Yeah.
the problem with a lot of these third-party sites is they're so niche that a lot of people don't know how to use them. And the average, like Poppy was saying, there's not a lot of people. You go on Xbox Live or PlayStation, there's clans all over the fucking place. There's clans always wanting to fight people. I don't know
Yeah,
how
but
many times I go into a multiplayer match and I have my clan tag on, and
how
someone's
many
like, "Hey,
gamers
you
are how
clan
many
want to
gamers
battle?"
are playing right now? How many gamers are you think are playing right now?
And which one?
And whatever, let's say Halo 5. How many people?
Halo 5 is probably about 200, maybe 300,000 at the most worldwide.
Okay, how many of those guys are willing to spend extra cash to get a
But
system set up?
here's the thing, Poppy. What I'm saying is you don't have to spend extra cash. What they would do to get the transactions would be, like I said, use the avatars to pay for this shit.
So they're
Use the
spending extra
fucking
cash for that.
walls.
Yeah.
But people already pay for that shit. Do you know how many people pay for avatars?
Is it
Avatars
the same
average.
amount of people that are paying for these client
Hold on,
tournaments?
Poppy. Avatars average about 15 million a year on Microsoft. A year. That's their annual gross rate
I
on them avatar
guarantee
items.
maintaining that service will be a lot more than 15 million a year because you gotta pay people to run that shit, man. That's a
Yeah,
separate.
but that's just avatars. Think about, let's say that a part of your Xbox Live, that $60 your Xbox Live, 5% of that goes to fucking this right
Hold
here.
up, hold
That's
up. Are we talking about gaming on your fucking channel? We're not talking shit. Is that what we're doing on this shit now?
oh my yeah, but you're fucking trying to shoot down everything I'm trying to preach
I'm
here,
not.
son.
I'm fine with it. I'm cool, man. I'm good. I like it. I like your idea. It's fucking awesome. Let's do it.
I
Let's
mean,
sign a
what
petition.
that's why I wanted to get on here and discuss this shit and try to, work out a strategy on how this shit would work, because
Let's
we've
do a
always talked
petition.
about
Write
this.
it up. Get Kenosha to write it up with his like fucking genius language and shit that I don't know what the fuck that
But I
is.
mean, But it couldn't just go for like Halo. This, Microsoft or PlayStation could do this, and they could have that app set up,
Well,
and
it's
then
got to
like,
be a service, is what you're saying.
well,
You got to
yeah,
have
but
some type of central hub network.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying though. But then here's the thing: then all the
Quality
other
control is what
developers
you're
who come
asking
in
for.
here. Look how many of these developers nowadays are doing esports
Yeah.
things. We got
I mean,
fucking Smite that's coming out.
even Nintendo's doing this shit. They're doing it with Smash. They're
No,
doing
no,
it
no,
with.
Yeah.
it's like what everything Umber's saying is fucking genius. And
Yeah,
like
because
I'm already thinking about like Kenoshi writing up something, then we can
Yeah.
tweet it to fucking Phil Spencer and see, you know what I'm saying? But like, this is the question though.
Who's gonna pay for
It's-
it?
Not only that, but is Microsoft willing to invest
Well,
money when
here's the
we
thing.
don't know their future plans? So Umber, like, let's say what happens if part of their future plan is to
Well,
actually.
but that's what I'm saying. This could be pitched out to both of them. This could be pitched out to all three of them. This is the thing. Anytime that you have like Xbox and PlayStation have a really like deep competitive community. There's
Right.
no arguing that. The thing is the community has to always outsource to this third-party shit. There's a lot of people on Call of Duty, Battlefield, everything like that always have wanted this type of thing, but they can't never get it into the system. That was the reason why Halo 2, it was so high demand after Halo 2 to get back that clan page that was on Halo 2 on the start of the menu, because people wanted that. They want that area to be able to go in quick and fast, start up these matches, and say, "Look, my team whooped your ass." You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right because not too long ago, the CEO of EA, not the CEO, but the guy from the marketing, the sport guy, what's his name, Peter
Moore.
Peter Moore is talking about an esport. Like he really wants to migrate competition.
But and that's the thing. If you look at this, the next upcoming year, there is 9 games coming out. 9, just 9 alone, that are focused heavily on esports.
Right.
And where do you think esports? Esports just isn't for the main competitives. It's for the people that want to go play that shit. The average Joes. So what's the best way to sell your consoles is to focus your console also on the esports. That's the reason why a lot of these games fail, because the consoles aren't supporting the shit either. Could you imagine if you went on Xbox Live and said, not only are we all in one, but we're the home for the competitive players. And then here's this app right here that shows that. Now here's our tournaments, here's our prize pools, and you can set up seasons just like some of these sites do. There's 3 seasons a year for most Call of Duty games on MLG. You can set them up and, hey, every time you start a season up, $2 to launch into a season. Let's say that's the entry fee, $2. And then every time you buy a skin pack, or every time you buy this, right now Halo 5 just did a skin pack for the shit that's going on with Halo 5. It was $9 for the skin pack. Let's say that I bought that $9 skin pack, and that got my entry fee for my clan. That's 5 people getting ready to go do a match. And then we're lasting all season long. That's also keeping that game alive, because let's say a season lasts 2.5 months. That's 2.5 months of you having to play. Like, granted, there's going to have to be stipulations. Like with MLG and clan battles, you have to at least have a minimum of 25 matches in a tournament to stay into the game. And you have to at least do 5 matches a week. So you're only allowed to miss 2 matches. So
Not
yes,
only that, but that's a huge publicity advertisement.
and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a very huge publicity. Like I said, not only are you the Xbox all-in-one, but now you're the Xbox all-in-one with the competitive community. You don't think the competitive community won't back behind that? Nade Shot, fucking Ogre, Strong Side, all them motherfuckers would back that shit real quick, because then they can get all these people that are in their clans, like Angry Joe and all them, that have these huge-ass $2,000-$3,000 clans. They have a reason now to go fucking do these battles. It's not just all talk. I mean, if you look right now just on Halo Waypoint, you're looking at, there's about 12,000 clans registered on Halo Waypoint. And guarantee at least 5 in each clan has probably spent about $40, $60 on them requisition packs. That's just already.
You're right, because Microsoft, and like the only people that could pull this off is Microsoft, because they're literally on 2 platforms, and they have the funding to do this shit.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, this could be done because Microsoft has a lot of competitive games. Think about with Fable Legends. Fable Legends is free to play. Let's say 5% of that free to play asset goes to do this fucking app. This shit will pay for itself in less than a year. if you think about it, with all these games coming out this year. And then you could have like little stupid prize pools, like I said, like, you know, the next Gears of War game. If you win the tournament for the next, you know, for the tournament for
Yeah.
Gears of War, you get to
Yeah.
play on stage at E3. You know, you don't think people would be playing the whole year on fucking Gears of War just to try to get to that tournament?
And how much they can promote that shit too, man.
Yeah. I mean, not
Yeah,
just that, but promotion. I mean, it would get big with a lot of people on that. I know, Poppy, you're in the single player, but this is like heavily focused multiplayer. Dudes would love this shit. They would eat it up.
So
I mean,
let's
listen, I don't mind.
let's take
I'm
a
buying a multiplayer that's fair and square, okay, where you know, there's a fair
But
you know,
here's the
balance
thing.
going on. Not this
Poppy,
shit that
Google
modding
it,
people are
Google it,
modding,
Clan
paying
Poppy,
for
Google
upgrading
in right
and
now,
shit like that.
clanbattles.com. Google the website. It's a legit website that does most of the different faction shit. They have rules and regulations for everything. Like I said, like even in Battlefield 4, there were certain weapons that we weren't allowed to use, certain attachments. We weren't allowed to use fucking radio beacons. We weren't allowed to use the fucking ER things from the tank. There's certain regulations. They could do the same thing, like on this app.
But
They
you're
could have
talking
all
shit
the
in the
competitive
fucking chat.
regulations.
Hold on. Did Armor put his nice avatar on for his show? But he got to put baboon ass for my shit. There's a fucking new rule, Armor. If you can't fucking keep it fucking straight, man, you're fucking blocked. Levon talking
Poppy,
shit
we're
in
sitting
the
here
podcast.
trying to talk shit. All right, let's do this, Poppy, because this, like I said, I'm very heavily passionate about this. I should have brought my notes because me and my boys have been working on this thing for like 10 years.
So like let's say you pitch this to Microsoft, right? Also, like just getting it started for the first time, because it makes no sense to invest millions upon millions of dollars in something you don't know that's going to work. So if you were to pitch this to Phil, right?
You got to pay for it, man.
In baby steps, right? Just and you know, let's start
We're
off
talking
on
about a
baby
whole
steps.
fucking network being designed for this.
It's
separate.
not that, Poppy. Most
In your
of these,
mind, it seems like it's a simple click.
listen,
right?
now, hold
But
on,
in the
Poppy.
reality of business sense, the investors are gonna have to fall. They're gonna have to say, "Yeah, let's do this." You know, and
Something like that. Something like that is heavily sponsored, though. A sponsor.
it's got to have some kind of money
here's
trail
the thing.
behind it.
Yeah.
You just can't. It
Esports,
can't just be for the fans. I mean, as much as you think it is, I'm gonna be straight up with you. It's not about just the fans. It's about making money, man.
Poppy, here's the thing. Esports, MLG already
No,
has
and I
these
agree.
sites.
Yeah, but
Hold
then
on.
what you're trying to do, you're trying to split the base.
No,
You're trying to
no,
split-
no. What I'm not trying to do that. Listen to me. Esports and fucking MLG already has these sites out. What I'm trying to say is to get them to take their sites and incorporate it onto the server network instead of having to go to these third-party lines and have the split
You're
on
saying
the
that
there.
for each like for Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo to host their own shit, basically.
Yeah, well, no, to an extent, but there's already a network out there. There's Esports already has this shit, right? And Microsoft and Sony are both
I know, but
partners.
then that's
Hold
separate
on,
from Microsoft. You
Hold
got
on, listen. Microsoft and Sony are already partnered with Esports. They're already partnered with them. That's where they get, Microsoft
that's
has a
partner,
partnership.
meaning that it's
Hold on.
okay for them to use their games in the challenges.
No,
That's
it's not
partnering
just they're
means.
okay to use their game. They have to register on the site. They have to do all the rules and regulations. I've already looked through all the shit. Like Bungie has to 343 has to sit there and write down all the rules and regulations. That's why they brung in the guys from the competitive community to work with 343 so they can get that started on that. All they have to do is make an esports app or MLG app and put it onto the Xbox Live. And then once they do that,
So now you're asking MLG to go out of their way to do that.
But if they're already partnerships with the companies, it shouldn't be that hard from taking a website to putting an app right there. You see what I'm saying?
You're saying to transfer their access to the website
And
on
onto
the platform.
onto the dashboard, and then put it on the dashboard and be able to use it there and have all the shit streamlined in the dashboard.
Well,
all
can't you go on the
Microsoft
Internet Explorer and the damn Microsoft window?
But the problem
that,
with
right?
that, Poppy, is the thing is it doesn't stat track that well. You literally have to type in and put in everything. What I'm saying is that as soon as it's on your dashboard and you sign up into it, it immediately locks onto your gamer tag and stat tracks every match and everything like that. So everything's already locked in on there. That's the problem that most the casual gamers that try to do the niche
now
market have a problem with.
Okay. Well, I mean, what do you suggest that people should have to do to get this shit rolling or get it
Well, I
started?
just said it. What needs to be done is there needs to be an app. Needs to be built. Like I said, from esports to MLG. That's the problem that esports and MLG has always had with this shit, with the
Why don't you
non-competitive
call
players.
MLG and say, hey, look, guys, I got a great idea. This is what we got to do.
Oh, I wanted to talk about it. You know, I said I had a discussion I want to talk about. I'm, sitting here beating me down on everything I'm trying to talk
I'm
about.
not.
Son.
Why are you fucking? Why you saying? Am I beating them down? How the hell am I beating you down, man? I'm just giving you a different perspective on it, man. You gotta
I get you on that, and we
you
have
gotta
done
look
that.
at it. It's all about the
Here's
money,
the thing.
man.
Here's the thing, Poppy. Me and Matt's done that before in the past. We have sent out fucking messages to MLG and shit like that on their fucking forum page, and nothing's never got back. Matt's
On a
actually
forum
had.
page. How about you
Hold
call
on.
them up?
Matt's actually sent out a fucking 5-page fucking essay thing to them on their email and never got anything back.
Man, you gotta send a fucking like for postage certified mail type shit, man. So the motherfuckers take it serious, man. Everybody thinks that emailing somebody's gonna fucking get shit done.
What I'm saying is this would still be a good idea because you have these two sites that are already sponsored by these companies. They already get money from these companies already. All they have to do is put an app that tracks into your shit. You have all these apps. You have all these sites already: Halo Tracker, Battlefield Tracker, Simtex.com. All these sites that already track your gamertag as soon as you log your gamertag into these third-party sites. You can use that same software that they have, which shouldn't be that hard to fucking grab and emulate, and then put it on.
Kong, I don't know if you noticed your chat, but Kong says, don't you think these third parties have already approached Microsoft? I believe they have. If you ask
Kong,
me.
get in here. You should have the link, man. It's in the Google Plus.
But if you ask
what you
me,
got to
this is what I think may be happening behind the scenes, and we don't even know about it. Maybe they have gone to Microsoft, and Microsoft wants too much control, and then these guys want to be independent. And then what you're doing is you're gonna sell your soul for something so minuscule. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing. What more control would you want? I mean, there's not too much besides marketing.
Microsoft may want some of the profit sharing. They might want to increase the profit sharing.
Well, they get the profit sharing anyways from the shit, and they're the
Maybe
ones.
they want
They're
7.
the ones that hopped off the shit. Hold on, Poppy. They're the ones that hopped off the shit for the Battlefield 4. I don't know if you remember when Battlefield 4 got launched for the Xbox One. They spent over, I think it was like $12 or $20 million just on that fucking tournament alone.
And it probably was. Did they return their investment? Is what really
No,
matters.
that shit didn't return their investment at all. That was a wash.
Exactly. So, what makes you think that they're going to continue?
Well, it was a wash, man, because it was. That was
everybody,
when
you just answered your own question there.
I'll
looking
tell
at
you
it from
the
a
reason
business
why that was a wash, though, Matt, Poppy. One, they used Battlefield. Battlefield is not a competitive-based game. The problem with Battlefield in the competitive community is the fact that the maps are too big. The competitive community doesn't like playing the game because it's been at 30 frames a second for like the last 5 years, and the only time you get 60 frames a second is if you're playing on the PC, and that's about it. The only competitive community for Battlefield is PC-based.
So what about
So
CS:GO?
they screwed up on that, and that's the reason why that was a wash.
Okay.
Any hardcore competitive player that is really invested into the competitive community would told you they should have went with Call of Duty or another damn scene when they try to do that shit.
Okay, I mean, Armored. I'm totally in agreement with you. There should be an expanding of some type of, competitive play where people are able to, compete much more. But isn't that what multiplayer does anyways? I mean, unless you're just talking about money now.
Multiplayer does it, but like I said, Poppy, how many? Now I know you don't play online, so you don't understand this.
How you fucking
hold on,
man?
Come on, get in here, man. Because I know you
gotta down me on that shit, man. That's fucked up.
Because you don't play. Because this is something that you will not understand unless you have. Have you ever been in a clan, Poppy?
I haven't been on a clan.
Okay, what about you, Thanos?
Thanos fell asleep.
Kadoshi?
No, either.
Seriously, I'm the only one that's ever been in a clan in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, man, I know what you're saying, though, man.
But
you can have clans on MMOs, too, man. MMOs have clans.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. When I said, have you ever been in a clan? Have you ever
been Yeah. I've been in a clan when I was in Rainbow Six.
Okay, so you understand how many... Have you ever... So did you run the clan, or you just was a member?
It was a community of 3,000, and we were very, very competitive with one another.
Okay, so how many times have you seen where you had your clan run up and like you had other groups come up and you want to do a battle?
Oh, that was like
And how many
4 or 5
times have
times a
you sat
week.
there and heard people sit there and say, well, hey, you know what? Go sign up on this site so we can do official clan battle and actually have it registered.
Yeah, we had to make our own bracket in order for, because it was on Kai.
And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I get this shit on a yearly basis where I've seen people come to me all the time. Well, we got to make a bracket. We got to do this. Oh, go to this site. I'm signed up
Yeah.
to about 15 different sites, Poppy, literally to do different brackets for different games. Wouldn't it be so much easier instead of signing up to 15 different sites to have one all-in-one?
Yeah, you're right. It's not very organized at all.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I'm trying to get at. It's something that a lot of people want, and there's forum pages out there. There's been petitions, Twitter
You're
pages,
talking
all
about like
throughout there.
you're talking about competition rules, then. You're talking about
Yeah,
like challenges different instead of like all out. How many strikes to the head does each clan get in a certain amount of time and shit like that, or what kind of
they're
weapons you can or
tournament-based
can't use.
clan battles, man, where you can actually go in and you can sit here and have these rosters. You can go in and you can sign up, let's say, 15 to 20 dudes in each roster list, right? You have about 10 dudes that are main guys and about whatever for your alternates. You go into a tournament which lasts about 2 months, and you have to play. Hold on, you have to play about 48 games, and you can only get knocked out by 9 games. Once you lose 9 games, you're done.
You're talking about like a competitive federation, right, Armor?
Yeah.
Like at a certain time of the year, this is where all the competitive gamers from all genres of games come together.
That's what most of these sites do, and a lot of these sites have like the one that I'm mainly on is Clan Battles. They have 3 seasons out of the year. They have fall, spring, and summer season, and we always do it every year for Battlefield, Halo, and all these different things. All right. And they literally, you have to sit here, and I'm telling you, it is sometimes the most tedious thing because, like, one of the biggest problems with it is you have to make sure someone's constantly moderating the shit, making sure other clans show up, yada, 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 and then you have to sit here and, make sure someone has a capture card to capture card the video, so if there's any indiscrepancies, you can sit there and do all that shit. It would be so much simpler and more simplistic if everything was right there on the dashboard. And then, like, you had a stat tracker on the other side of your roster listing, tracking on like worldwide, like your state basically would show like how many clans are in your state are fighting, what they're going on, who's the next guy that you have to go against the bracket. Then you can look at the fucking United States leaderboard and see who's fighting who. And like I said, this shit would pay for itself because then different developers could get in on the deal, and they could make like, how Black Ops 2 had its emblem creator. You can make your own emblem, $2. 5% of that $2 will go into fucking, the clan. The other 5% could go back to the developers. There's so many ways that they could use this to make money themselves, and at the same time put money into the brackets if they wanted to. Afterlife, you can come in here, man. How's that link sitting fishy, man?
Well, that I have a problem with. It's like I have a feeling that Microsoft is pretty much saying, well, why should we take this all upon ourselves when MLG is already out there?
But see, the thing is, and this is the problem for a lot of people with the MLG thing and esports. It's only mainly for the competitive players. Like, in order to get to the competitive league, you have to go through all these other sites and be recognized through these other sites. And then you get to the competitive league. And a lot of times these competitive players are so in-house with each other that you never really see like a random dude come up in the competitive league that's just an average Joe. It's somebody that knows somebody. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it comes down. There's a lot of really high-skilled players out there that I've played with that should be in the competitive league but have been overlooked because there's like they have to go through all these different niche sites, and it's just one of them fucking problems. I mean, think about like fantasy football, man. This could be something like fantasy football in some ways, where you have this giant league running across the United States with all these different fights going on, and then you could even use achievement hunters in here. You could have a leaderboard that shows just achievement hunters. People that have the highest achievements, who's winning the brackets on that. I mean, there's several things you can do. It's not just for like shooters, but you can do fighters this way. You can do the MMOs this way. I mean, we got these MOBAs that are coming out on the consoles that we could do. I mean, could you imagine, going up and signing up for like a, what the fuck is it, Smite, or fucking Fable Legends or even that Paragon.
La de la nariz. Le echo la cosita ahí dentro.
What happened? Oh, man.
I think he kicked himself out at his own podcast. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Hey,
What happened?
I don't know.
What the hell happened?
I woke up now. Holy shit! He stopped talking. Fuck.
Shut the fuck up, Poppy.
It don't feel nice, does it? You're talking all that shit about other stuff that people talk about. You want everybody to listen to all your fucking shit. Go ahead, man. Talk.
No, go ahead, man. Poppy, you got a
I
whole
don't got
bunch of
shit
shit
to
to
say,
say. I
man.
mean, I
I
know
said
you
what I
ain't
said.
into this
You
shit.
don't like what I said? You thinking I'm insulting you because I have
I'm
a
not
different
thinking
opinion?
you're insulting me. I just think that you're not really looking at it too much because you're not used to that community. You're not in that community like that. Is what
Listen,
I'm getting at.
no, listen, I'm all for expanding gaming. Okay? If that helps to expand gaming, then why would I be against it?
I'm not saying you're against it, Poppy. I'm saying that you're not used to it, so you're not really understanding what I'm trying to say in the conversation.
Jesus Christ. You gave me no respect. God.
No love, Poppy. No love. What do you think, Thanos? I want to hear your sides.
He already said what he thought, man. He agrees. He says he's fine with it. Shit. I don't have no problem with it, man. What we got to do to get it started, man? Let's start writing
Well,
up
that's
the
what I'm
fucking
saying.
letter.
I've always wanted
I'll
to have
put my
like
name
a.
on it. Shit. Fuck it.
Hold on, Poppy. I've always wanted to have someone, people to come in here besides my group and actually sit here and talk about it. Actually think of what ideas would go good for it. That's what I'm trying to get at. You have any ideas that would make it work?
I think MLG should be in charge of the application because why should Microsoft and Sony?
Well, I don't think the application should be Microsoft and Sony. I think that once the app is set up, the app should be able to basically be able to do everything itself. You know what I'm saying? It should literally be able. You should sign your gamer tag in, your username, just like you would do on all these other sites, and then it immediately locks into your gamer tag, and everything's stat tracked there. And then you just post the time and date for the match like you would on these websites. Once you post the time and date, you set up the match, you approve the match once the match starts, and then once the match is done, you just submit the match into the roster listing. Who won, who lost, score, everything like that. What I'm trying to get at is this system, if it gets implemented onto the community and actually on the dashboard and such, it would probably boost up a lot of the interest for a lot of more of these games. Because look right now, we got this Rainbow Six Siege, right? That shit would really fucking work really well with that game. Because it's 5v5. Could you imagine tournaments starting right now on that?
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's what I'm saying. You have these games out there that could really use this and implement this really well on like a third-party line inside the dashboard. It would work really well with.
Yeah, the reason that professional gaming or MLG it's not as big is because it's so hard to get into.
Well,
It should be hard to get into, but I'm just saying that.
And that's what I'm getting. Like, if you look at any other sports game teams out there, right? Any other sports games, there's always a minor league before you get to the major league. The problem with MLG and fucking esports, there's never a minor league. Like, you never see any minor league matches. You have to look at them shits through websites and such like that. Now, if you have it on the fucking consoles itself, it brings lifeblood into that. Then you can actually sit there and watch, like the big stars. Like I said, go back to League of Legends. Look at League of Legends on the League Play. You can actually go watch people live stream their fucking League Play and broadcast their League Play matches on the minor league matches. That's how a lot of them minor league players get noticed by the bigger teams.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think. I agree with you on that. I do. This is one thing I do agree that MLG and esports would have to do. They would have to come up with all the rule listings. But yet again, that's already came up because every time a game comes out, that's a competitive-based game. Esports and MLG, usually about 3 months after the game comes out, already has a whole bunch of rule listings for that game. So all you would have to do is take that from MLG and esports and slap it right onto the site.
Right.
And you would be done. That's why I say most of the stuff is already done. It's just all compiling it into one app and then putting it on the dashboard.
So you're saying they have to pay they have to pay a licensing fee, is what you're saying?
Well, no, because I don't think
anything that goes on the Microsoft platform, they got to pay for it to get on there. You just get, it ain't just
well,
free.
yeah, I know that, but I thought you were talking about the rules and regulations. I was about to say I don't know about that because all the rules and regulations across the board on most of these sites are from the esports roster rules and regulations. That's how they do it. I mean, that's the reason why I said all that. All the rules and everything come from esports anyway. So I mean, you would just be slapping that onto this thing. Well, the reason why I want this the most, man, is because like you could literally have everything tracked right on your dashboard. Like right when I sign in, I can see all
the stats, dude. I noticed that, man. You love the stats.
Oh yeah, man. Well, it's not just that, man, but it's it would keep these clans and stuff up. There's a lot of clans that die because they have nothing to do. People start up these groups and they want to start up to do like competitive. I see it all the time, man. I'll see a group start up. They want to go competitive. They want to do a competitive thing, and then they don't realize how hard it is to actually get into the competitive scene. They don't realize how much work you have to sit there and sign up on all these different sites.
Right.
Do all this extra work, and then like they just get tired and they don't want to do it, so they disband.
Mm-hmm.
If it's really that quick and simple, then you wouldn't have a lot of these groups disbanding.
Yeah,
And they would have more reason to play their games, because most of these games, what is the average play time for most of these multiplayer games? Usually about 3 to 6 months, and then you're done with them.
Yeah, motherfuckers is.
I mean, this would bring more lifeblood into them.
That's why.
What'd you say, Poppy?
No, that's why I don't have a problem with them with the DLC shit anymore. They have to keep away. They have to figure out how to keep these games alive.
Well, besides keeping the games alive and all the financial shit that you wanted to talk about, what other things would you think would work well to keep this to get this going?
Okay.
Because I mean, like I said,
You
there's
have to take into account that most of these games are server based, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens when the servers go down? How's that going to keep the competitive field thing going?
Well, usually how esports and MLG does it, after a while, they'll shut down each game if a newer game comes out. Like, for example, Halo 3 got shut down mainly on the competitive scene because Halo 4 came out for a while. And then once Halo Master Chief Collection came back, they opened up Halo 3 and Halo 2 because of the Master Chief Collection. So games will get cut off the roster after a while, so that's where it comes down to. Like, after so long, one of them games are going to get cut off the roster and the new game comes in. It's the same thing with, like, Battlefield 4. We used to do Battlefield 3 circuits all the time on the 360 before Battlefield 4 came out, and then they shut all the Battlefield 3 circuits off right after Battlefield 4 came on. I think it was like 6 months after Battlefield 4 came on, all the BF3 circuits got shut off.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's basically just flicking the switch, shutting that circuit off, and then everybody's moving on to the next game. That's where that would come down to. And you could do that right after the last season. Because that's how usually a lot of sites will do. They'll say there'll be like final season for, Street Fighter 4. And then once the season's done, it's over.
Well, man, I'm cool with it, man. I'm fine.
And what do you think about like doing microtransactions to pay for some of the shit? How do you think that would work?
I think that asking people to keep paying and stuff, it's just better to just request a new tier of gaming. Okay, like create a different tier and then call it the gaming profession, like the
The way I
competitive
had it,
gaming tier or some shit.
the way me and my buddies worked it out for the paying for with the microtransactions was mainly through like the avatars and the dashboards. Because you know how many people buy dashboards and like avatar shit on a fucking yearly basis? I mean, if you could only take like 5
Yeah,
or 10% out of that.
But if you think about it, who's that fund? Those funds are going somewhere right now. So you're telling it.
I think most of them funds, man, go back to Microsoft Pockets because it doesn't take that much to make some of them themes.
Oh, I
mean,
understand that, but I mean, do we all agree that the Xbox Live platform as a whole, it's a whole different animal compared to what everybody else is doing? Don't you think that's costing more than the $50 a year to run that shit? Especially with all these attacks, all these hackers and shit attacking them all the time.
You
don't think it's more? You don't think it's more?
No.
You don't think it costs more to run that service? You sure?
No, because the service is almost.
I don't know, man.
Hold on.
I think they're giving it to you. They're giving it. You're only paying a small premium on it.
Here's the thing. The service I would agree with you more.
How come it's free on PC then? How come it's
I was about to say it's free
on PC?
Because it's being subsidized by the Xbox platform.
I really don't know, dude. I don't think about that because it was always online before the Xbox Live and stuff.
Yeah. But Xbox Live is not online. Xbox Live is a community hub. You're going on there for some other. Yeah, it's not just. You got a whole slew of activities going on there. Different. You got the section.
Yeah, but this would be one.
Yeah, since gaming is bigger than
live chat.
It used to be.
You have a lot of different avenues on there. It's just not. You click on.
Poppy, if you really want to get down to it, Xbox One Live is about the same as the 360 Live. In reality, they only added a few more features.
Okay, but it's still.
If you want to get down to the basics, they added 12.
I understand, but that's still on a separate server, man. That's still on a separate server system.
Yeah, but it's on the Azure servers, which Microsoft already dedicated. I think was like 100,000 servers or whatever to Xbox Live, out of the 40,000 that they already had for the 360.
I don't know.
So I mean, you're not increasing the server count, and I mean, fucking, I think Red Dragon said like 4 or 5 months ago that Microsoft made like they make $2 billion a year off of fucking Xbox Live alone. When he was talking, I don't know if you've seen that video with Red Dragon or not.
Nah.
When he was talking about the Windows 10 and how Windows 10 was he thought it was fucked up that you don't pay for free for Windows 10 to play on Xbox on that, but you have to pay for the fucking console Xbox Live. He reported that Microsoft makes about $2 billion a year off that, just people paying for Xbox Live. So I mean, you could take literally 1% of that $2 billion, and you could use that to fucking fund this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say they take $1 out of everybody's Xbox Live to start this shit up. You know how much money that would be?
A lot.
Yeah, it'd probably be around $4 million, at least 3 to 4 million.
I mean, Microsoft has a lot of money. They can do whatever they want, dude.
Yeah. You ever been in a clan, Battle Life?
Yeah, I'm back in Black Ops 2 and stuff.
All right, how many? I had that same question with Thanos. How many times have you seen someone hit your clan up and do clan battles and shit?
All the time, dude.
Yeah, wouldn't you think this would be somewhat of a good idea if it actually got implemented right?
Well, they try to do that with Black Ops 2, you know, and they had like specific features for that stuff. You remember that?
They had it, but I mean, it never got off the ground because of like it was only designated in that one thing, and then you had to go on to their site, the Activision site, to sign up and do all the other shit.
Yeah, you needed the app and stuff.
Yeah, and see, that's where I'm getting at. Like, it's always you need an app for your phone, or you needed something there. If it was on the dashboard and it was all on one hub, instead of being all over the fucking place, because that's the problem with it. It's literally all over the place. It's not in one hub. If it was literally on one hub, it would be so much easier. And then a lot more people would want to use it.
Yeah, I would use it more.
Yeah, I mean, hell, man, I got over fucking 500 people in our clan right now, and they would love this shit.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. And there's clans out there on a daily basis that I run in that would kill for something like this.
Yeah, I totally agree with you with that.
I mean, and the dashboard, like I said, they could use paying for the dashboard. They could use avatars because I mean you're paying $250 for them avatar costumes.
Why don't you just tell people, hey, we're gonna start a new competitive scene, and it's gonna cost $80 a year.
But here's the problem, Poppy. Go right now and look up competitive scene websites. There's one popping up every day of the year. You go tell someone that you're gonna go do that, they'll sit there and be like, "Well, I'm already signed up to like 15 other ones." I hear that shit all the time. When you go
listen, if the complaint is that there's no equal footing, that there's not enough, standardization, which is what you're trying to get.
Yeah,
why would they not want to, why would they not want to invest into that?
Here, let's be frank about it. This is what it is, Poppy. Microsoft and PlayStation looks at this and they don't care about it because they don't think that there is a margin for profit there. That's the reason why it's kind of like the wild, wild west with this motherfucker. Like you have to basically, I'm the leader of our competitive community for my clan, so I've dealt with this for like the last 7 years. I'm going to tell you right off the rip. So literally, I've had to deal with all these sites, and I have to go every time I go to another clan leader, and I'm asking him, I'm like, hey, what site are you on? What's your registration team? Yada yada yada. I have to sit here and put I literally got a fucking notepad on my fucking Service Pro with all the different sites, different registrations, everything, and have to and then I have to sit there, monitor who's on the fucking site, who's still active, who's non-active. If this was all on one form, on one area, I could literally go on there, click, click, click. Okay, you're inactive, you're gone, yada yada yada. That's what I'm getting at.
You got lightning returns?
Huh?
You got lightning returns?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No, nothing. Just laugh.
Why?
Because people hate that game so much. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
These motherfuckers, they can suck a dick, man. Fuck them.
But yeah, you are right. Pops. That's basically what I'm asking for. One thing that's on one giant ecosystem that everybody can use.
Standardization body. It's standardization. Yeah, I know. I agree, man. With it, but some people are always gonna bitch about it, man. It's just how it is.
Well, see, the thing is the bitching from most of the forums and everything that I'm reading isn't bitching for the sites. It's bitching because the communities are so small because they're so broken up.
Not working for me, huh?
And that's the problem that most of these sites have is they're so small because they're so broken up and shit.
Yeah.
That's where it comes down to.
Not even running, man.
Wow.
I don't know, man. I don't have a problem with that armor.
Well, I know you ain't got a problem with it, man. I just wanted to get in here and actually talk about it and see if, I could throw some ideas and see if other people would throw ideas back at me.
Look at Greg. Greg's playing some shit right now.
Playing some Fallout.
Fallout.
That's what I wanted to do.
So, I mean, what kind of barriers and challenges have you run into?
With what?
With this idea.
Mainly trying to get people to actually talk about it and get in on it, and then trying to get some of these communities to listen. The main problem with, like I said, with most of these sites is the fact that the communities are so broken up that a lot of them don't even house maybe about 3,000-4,000 people in each game. Because everybody's on a different site. Some people prefer this site over that site, or some people, prefer the way that this roster's working over that roster. And then the other problem is half the time you'll find a group to do, and then you'll set up a roster listing with them, and they'll be missing like 15 of their members because they're not paying attention to their active member list. That's why I said if it was all streamlined onto the dashboard, and then you could literally just monetize it there, it would be so much easier.
Wow.
It's not the fact that the community isn't there, it's the fact that the community doesn't have one central hub to work on. Derek, you can join if you want.
I think I don't know. I think that each of the console manufacturers, they should all get together and basically commit to some type of standardization, because it really depends on all three of them.
Well, here's the thing. It's not the thing with it, man. Is the console. Here's the way I look at it. The console CEOs from Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo look at it and they just think it's a joke. All right, because most
Do you got a fucking Pokeball in there? What the fuck?
most American gamers don't really look at esports like an actual real fucking, competitive league sports tournament, right? And then over on the European side and Asia side, it's a legitimate sport. And that's where it comes down to. And like I said, there's no minor leagues in fucking esports at all.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's just basically trying to get these developers and them to actually look at it and say, hey, this is an actual something that could make profit out of us. And I mean, we're already getting games out there that are just being specifically designed for esports. Take, for example, Halo 5. Fucking Paragon. Paragon is designed for esports. Fucking Fable Legends is designed for esports. Same thing with Rainbow Six Siege. Designed for esports.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all these games are designed for it. Oh, man.
You got so quiet.
Yeah, no one's really caring about this. Like, I knew this was gonna go down. Like, this wasn't something that most people are passionate about.
Yeah. You need people like into the competitive thing.
Well, see, that's the thing. Most of the people that are in the competitive thing are not really in the same social circle. I found out today that Poppy doesn't even do multiplayer. I was like,
How you gotta throw me under the fucking bus, man? What's that supposed to mean? Like, you trying to throw
Because you
jabs
don't
at
do
me 'cause I don't play
multiplayer, son.
multiplayer? Because I don't have nobody to play with, man. Shit, I play by my fucking self, man. Shit.
Derek, get in here, man. I'll explain the shit to you, seeing that you haven't got in here yet.
Damn, Thanos left already? God damn, this shit's dying. Eh?
You really want to fuck with me, Poppy, don't you, man? You fucking got me in here. You was like, oh, you gonna finally do one? I finally do one, and you doing that shit, son? All right.
Oh man, come on, Pops. This is the second show.
I'm just fucking with him, man. You know that. He throws this shit to me all fucking day. You don't understand the abuse this guy gives me all fucking day. At least I'm in here helping him out, man.
Like a true
Let's
friend.
talk about another topic there, Amr. How about the fact that you constantly, like, badger people for no fucking reason? Like, this guy that we met today, what was his name?
I don't fucking know.
He was dancing and shit?
150 cents, I think.
No, not 150.
Fucking. What? I don't even know the dude's name, man. I talk shit to everybody, man.
That guy, man, he was started dancing for Armored and shit, twerking his ass and shit, popping that pussy and all that shit. I was
That
like,
motherfucker was funny as hell.
I forgot his damn name. Shit. Leon Case was trying to do another show and shit. I said, Leon.
So, what other topic do you want to talk about, man?
No, whatever you want. You're the
What doesn't
show.
intrigue you, son? I ain't got nothing else to talk about. I wanted to only come in here to talk about that shit. That's like my one hit. I'm done. Wonder.
I'm okay with MLG. We need to have some type of competitive standardization. I'm cool with that. Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way you can get a league to actually be built is if you have that shit. Like, you have to have a minor leagues to have a major leagues.
Yeah, I understand, but I mean, there's got to be some type of investment made into it, and who's willing to pay for it? I don't know. You know.
Like I said, they could do it off start based on microtransactions of shit that they already sell inside the fucking thing. Like I said, you're live. You know, we already pay $40 for live, and people bitch about it, right? Well, give them a reason not to bitch about it. Hey, 2%, 3% of Xbox Live goes to fucking this league shit. You know, people, buy the dashboards and the avatar shit on a daily fucking basis. Say that shit goes to it. Hell, another consistency of buying DLC. Say that, a part of the DLC that you buy for whatever game is in one of these league matches goes to that. You have different revenues, a way to grab money to do this. And then people are going to love the prize pools too. Like I said, let's say that you have a prize pool. What would you think about this?
Oh, so now you're including prizes in it.
Oh, hold on. I'll tell you why I'm including prizes. And this is just specifically so I'm giving a pitch an idea. Battle Life, what would you think about this? I don't know if you're a Gears of War fan, but I'm going to use it. Let's say before Gears of War 4 comes out, right? They start a tournament next month saying, hey, we're going to do Gears of War Ultimate for the next 2 months. If whoever wins the tournament in the US and the UK is going to go to E3 to do a US versus E3 minor league tournament match. The top 5 teams from the US and the UK, and that's the prize pool right there. Would you not want to sit there and try to play Gears Ultimate to get it to go to E3 like that?
Yeah, I would totally do that for free. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, well, not even for free. Let's say that the entry fee is only $2 to join up.
Not talking about to go to E3. You know.
Well, yeah, to go to E3, but I'm saying the entry fee to do this tournament is $2. It's a 3-month tournament. Whoever wins out of the top 5 people in the U.S. and then the top 5 people in the U.K. get to go to E3 to go live on stage to have hands-on time with Gears of War 4 as the live demo as a tournament bracket. Would you not want to do that?
Yeah, I totally would.
I mean, that will pay for itself. Do you know how many people, Poppy, would probably go into that and be like, fuck yeah, I'll do that shit. Here's your $2. Let's go. They would have more money off of that than they would probably do just on the game alone.
Yeah, I mean, if you make it a small investment, people are going to be more susceptible to, you know.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with Halo 5, man. Let's say that they did a Halo 5
It's like the
tournament.
lottery, you know, it's $1 entry, you know. People are like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I can win the lottery. I can win for $1 or $2 or whatever.
And that's what I'm getting at. You could use little enticing things like that. Like I said, $1 from your Xbox Live or $3 from your Xbox Live or PlayStation Network would go into this tournament. People wouldn't bitch too much about Xbox Live anymore if they're committed into playing these games, you know. And it'd give more promotion for some of the developers too, man, because the developers could get in on it also. They could start making, you know, custom emblems or editors that you could only use if you put in like $2 for the editors or whatever to make your own clan tag. Would you not want to like do something like that, Battlefront? Let's say like the next Call of Duty or the next Street Fighter.
What's going on, Derek? How you doing, man?
Let's say like the next Street Fighter or the next Call of Duty came out and they said, look, we got this special editor for clans only. If you put $2 in, yada yada yada, you can make your own fucking custom emblem, all your bullshit, everything like that, and represent your group, and it'd be recognized. Would you want something like that? And the $2 just go for the proceeds or whatever.
Yeah, but I think when people bitch about like you gotta pay to make emblems and all that.
Well, yeah, but it goes into the entry fee. I'm just giving examples. It's not like they're gonna actually do that. I'm just throwing out ideas.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's a great idea, but there's some people who are just fucking greedy.
Oh yeah, some people are greedy about it. I agree with you on that. But there are, I mean, you know, some of this shit has to have some way to make money. I'm looking at different revenue aspects that they could use to make money off of it. That's why I wanted to come in here and pitch, you know, throw out some ideas and then see if people could throw out some ideas too of what they would think would work.
Yeah. Oh, who's on the cast? Mr. Iwata.
Yep.
Oh, okay. He is alive. RXL was right.
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about, I was pitching out an idea to do an actual main hub circuit for MLG and esports competitive league, like actually on the dashboard where you can do like actual tournaments and shit with all your different favorite games and everything like that, and try to find ideas to put there for like how they can make revenue and money and shit. Because I don't know if you've ever been in a clan, have you?
No, I've never been in a clan.
Okay, so you're a single player like Poppy?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay, so you wouldn't understand too much about like how many times you've been hassled to try to get into clan battles and shit like that.
No, I haven't.
All right.
I know my brothers have because they play Call of Duty a lot online with friends and clans.
And how many times have you heard them sit there and bitch about trying to go onto a site to sign up for a fucking clan battle and shit? Or have you ever
Not
heard
many. I
them do
remember
that?
my brother wanted to join a clan, but he got annoyed because sometimes the clan members wouldn't be there ready or something like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that happens, man. I mean, that's the reason why you have alternate listings too for the alternates and everything. They always give you in most of these websites, they give you about 10 or 15 alternates that you can use along with the 9 main members.
Yeah, I don't think that's why my brothers, they don't do clan anymore because he's got annoyed because he's like, they're not even there sometimes. Like, I just rather just play online with random people or we're just friends when they're on.
Yeah, and see, that's where a lot of the problems is with a lot of these groups that make clans is it fails because they go into thinking that
Yeah.
the community is going to stay alive, but
When we
there's
show
so
up.
much work you have to do.
Yeah.
Get in here, man. Kong, I've been wanting you in here this whole time because I know you're in a fucking clan.
I don't know, I'm not into online games. That's why I was surprised that I really like Splatoon because I really don't like online games really.
Poppy, take over for a second. I need to do something.
What you want me to take over for now?
Take over the podcast for a second.
Oh shit! I'm back in control, son. This is what I'm talking about. There we are. What is going on there, ladies and gentlemen? This is another. Oh shit! This is a guest appearance. What's going on? So what's going on there, folks? We were trying to get this thing started on another show. Apparently, Levon Kaysen had us all going there waiting for about an hour to get him started. Go ahead and check out Levon Kaysen's channel, man. There's 23 minutes of freaking YouTube gold comedy in that one little outtake that he had. It was funny as fuck, man.
Did a podcast even happen today?
Oh, man. You guys got to go check that out. You guys are fucking up, man. I'm telling you. It was funny as hell. Armor Centric got exposed, man, for the first time in his entire career, YouTube trolling career. He got actual exposed, man. I was laughing my ass off because, I mean, I'm like, the guy he didn't say one damn word and he exposed Armor, man.
Who?
So, I forget the guy's name. He's like this big, huge, fat guy. Like, he talks a lot of shit, but he's funny as fuck, man.
Thorny?
That guy right there. I gave respect for the guy today, man. I was like, God damn, man, motherfucker actually told Armor to shut the fuck up without saying a word. So, and I was trying to get Critical in here, man, because Critical usually makes it interesting. Critical usually, gets our Armor hot and wet and shit, you know?
Hot and wet.
On top of his pussy and shit.
Fuck you, I got Matt coming in here.
Are you gonna get your backup source now? Oh shit!
Yeah, man, I got Matt coming in here.
Matt's,
Said he'd be.
Matt's the real that's the real star right there, man. That's the real star. That motherfucker's, he's good people, man. Matt, shout out to Matt out there. No, but we were having a good time, man. And then I don't know what the fuck happened. Levon shut it down, or he was losing his connection, or whatever happened, man. It was funny as fuck.
I have no idea. Yo, Timefall Princess, you want to get here and talk about this? You can. I'm
Is
pretty
she in
sure
here?
you've been in clans, yeah. I want Kong in here, man.
But she really plays games. Kong don't want to come in.
Man, Kong's been a pussy then.
I was watching that Hillary Clinton skit from Saturday Night Live. That shit had me rolling, man.
What you got all them mods in there for, man? You playing on the PC?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that Pokeball he had in there. So what the fuck?
Yeah, gotta make it interesting. All out really bare bones without mods.
Come on, Titanfall Princess. You owe me one time in here. No shit talking real talk.
I'm getting my ass kicked by these motherfuckers, dude.
How did Armor get 40 subscribers?
I don't fucking know, dude.
That's probably all from Poppy.
What irritates me though, man, about this is this channel's dead as a motherfucker, man. This podcast, and I literally this has been. Matt will tell you this has been one of my go-to little heart bloods for the last fucking 10 years. As wanting something like this to be built.
Yeah, but you gotta have a movement behind it where people are at.
Well, and that's but the problem is getting a movement behind something like this when you have a community that is so fucking broken. Like, you don't understand, Poppy, until you go
Fractured,
do
yeah,
some
it's fractured.
research how fucking broken this community is on this
Yes.
shit.
People,
There's a lot
listen,
of people that
don't
want to do it,
care
but no
when you
one wants to
start.
back it.
Listen, people don't care. I mean, as soon as you say you got to pay for it, they're gonna be like, oh, well, I don't really give a fuck about it. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
see, a lot of these sites make you pay for the shit anyways. To get some of these entry fees into some of this shit, you gotta pay fucking for it.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, nothing's free, man. Believe
So,
me.
I mean, I don't understand why people would bitch about it. And like I said, I
That's
gave
what people
easier
are,
ways
man.
to
They like
fucking
to
pay
bitch
for
about
it.
every fucking. They don't want to contribute, but they bitch about every fucking thing.
That's how it is in America. Oh my god.
Come on, Titan, get in here.
Fuckers keep throwing grenades.
She's
I
always
hate
teasing you guys. She's always teasing you.
Oh yeah, she's teasing the shit out of motherfuckers. I actually have a real conversation now, no shit talking, no nothing, and now she won't even come in. You see how
She
that
says she
is?
likes its armor though. She likes its armored. Hey, what else were you guys talking about before?
Not nothing much. That's pretty much been what we've been talking about this whole time. It's just basically me talking about it and Poppy trying to understand it to an extent, because he's not in the clan, so he doesn't understand like how difficult it is working with that shit. I'll tell you, Poppy, sometimes it's like a goddamn full-time job. Trust me.
Yep.
Well, I know Splatoon actually has clans and stuff like that, but I don't mess with that. Like,
Dang.
I'm not gonna
Already?
touch that. Yeah, people make clans, all that stuff.
Well,
And
does Splatoon have that on their like roster listing and shit?
what do you mean roster listing? Like,
On their actual page.
I don't think it's on their actual page, but people make their clans. Sometimes they have tournaments. People make tournaments. Like, they just recently had a Splatoon tournament like a month ago.
Yeah, they could do that in Miiverse, right? Easy.
Yeah, people like, I have a clan, join my clan, and all that stuff. I'm like, it's gonna be
And then they do tournaments and they sign up and to get into private matches and shit like that, right?
I don't know if private matches. I don't know. I think.
Well, they'd have to do a custom match in order to do it.
I think because I know Nintendo was having a tournament like a month ago, or something like that.
Because that's one of the reasons why Destiny failed in the competitive community, because they didn't have a custom match listing area, so they couldn't get competitive players couldn't link up together like they wanted to.
Yeah,
That's kind of stupid.
Yeah. That was one of the reasons why Destiny failed with the competitive scene. Not just that, but how unbalanced the game is, too.
Yeah.
Balance issues are discovered within competitive gameplay, if you think about it. When you get into these tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I mean, well, the thing is, and like I said this, Poppy, if you actually go take the time and you look at some of these sites and you look at what esports does, they lock out a lot of guns, a lot of fucking things that you can't use in them, certain things you're not allowed to do. I mean, there's a whole rules, regulations on everything. And if you fuck up, you get a strike. If you get too many things that your team's found out that they're cheating on or anything like that, you automatically forfeit the match. There's even time requirements. Like if you don't start a match at 15 after you posted for the match to be started, you automatically forfeit. So like there's already rules and everything set out. It's just trying to get the community into one ecosystem instead of like 100,000 different ecosystems out there. And I think it would be really cool too, because you could do the whole little US versus the UK thing, in some of the matches also. Like you could have tournament times where you could have see whose teams is better, US versus UK. That's always a good rivalry going.
Yep. Like a real
and I mean,
sports.
we're getting more. Well, yeah, and we're getting. If you think about it, we're getting more and more. These games are becoming esports designs, anyways. I mean, look at one of the main ones. Evolve was designed for esports. Same with fucking Titanfall. Both of them flopped because there wasn't a community there to build upon. Not just how bad the game was, but it was also because there wasn't a community to build upon on. I mean, one of the ones that have one of the most throbbing communities is fucking CS:GO.
Yeah.
And League of Legends is because they actually have their shit built in-house. You can actually build your clan, set your clan up, set your roster listing and everything in the League, Pro League on there, and then you're good to go. I think Dota has the same thing too.
MLG Pro.
I've only been able to get into the the semi-pro circuit, and that was back in the Halo 3 days, and that was it. And that was 2 years of my life trying to work to that circuit.
No, what the fuck up.
What's up,
What's up,
bro?
Matt?
What's up, guys?
Matt knows about this shit, man. He knows the struggle of doing this shit, son.
There's some life up in here now. Shit.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
So, Matt, we've been talking about our hot topic that me and you have talked about for the last 10 years, man, trying to get a simplistic thing on the dashboard that links up to all the games at a competitive circuit for all the clans. You know, you always go on like the clan battles and all the other fucking websites to sign up for our group.
Well, yeah, I mean, they used to work until they fucking started screwing off.
Yep.
I mean, you had clan battles, you had
Game battles.
MLG, you had all these different sites, but they didn't last very long.
Don't you feel like, man, like with me, man, I know you probably feel the same way, but don't you feel like the reason why these shits don't last long is because the communities are so divided that it's hard to get people into that shit?
Yeah, I mean, you have you had communities in Battlefield, you had communities in Halo, and then you had communities in Call of Duty, and it was when a new game come out, it would push people away from one game, and it would start lowering that community, and it was never a balance.
Man, I'm not just talking about that, but remember how many sites that we had to go to just for BF4 because people were running off of different fucking MLG sites?
Well, I mean, that's going to be something that's a given, dude. That shit's going to stay like that.
But see, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to talk at. A central hub.
Now we got her in here.
What I'm getting at, man, is what me and Alf has been talking about for years. A central hub all on the dashboard where everything's
linked. What's up, Titanfall Princess?
Area.
She ain't saying anything.
Titanfall. Mike's probably fucked up right now. You know what I'm talking about, Matt?
Hey, Poppy, I'm here.
How are you, Titanfall?
It's, dude. In a way, it'd be. I don't know. I think it's gonna be. I don't think Microsoft's gonna invest that much time in it, dude.
Yeah, and that's where we've always came to.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you. Perfect.
Okay. Well,
Huh?
Titanfall Princess.
Nothing. Right. First, I want to say, Poppy 2K and Jay, I want to thank you for all the love and support from day one since I started my channel. I appreciate that a lot. It's nothing against you guys, and I want to talk serious for a moment because I been listening to you and and your channel, and I only wanted to come on and talk about the Dave and Levon thing. And basically say, I was listening. They pretty much just jumped on a bandwagon against me because somebody like Black Bond or, a Hard 8 said something about me. Okay, you don't know me, and I just really and like Levon, I mean, he said, well, her channel's good. Her, he said everything was good. Then he said, well, it's okay. Well, how can it be good and okay at the same time? Okay.
Who said that?
Levon. That was a double negative.
Oh, well, Levon, he has
talented
to do that. He just does that. He's only 16 years old, so I wouldn't even take him seriously, to be honest with you.
Okay.
He's a kid.
Well, Dave did the same thing. Dave's running his mouth, too, and he don't know nothing about nothing. And, to be honest with you, I'm just getting, for no reason, I'm getting sick and tired of all the hate and the dumbass comments. And I think, in my opinion, it's because I'm an Irish girl gamer. And they can't stand that.
I told you before, it's because you're a girl gamer, and you're going to get shit because you're a girl gamer. It's regardless of what it is, you're a girl gamer. There's too many dicks in here. Here's what it is. There's too many cocks in one fucking room, and there hasn't been enough tacos in the room for any motherfuckers to know what they do.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's not only that. It is about me being Irish as well, because there were comments, all Irish women stink.
That's
they
the
smell, they're
only reason.
disgusting.
Listen,
That's some BS. That's some BS.
Titanfall. The only reason why they do that is because it gets to you. They just find a medium to fucking pick at you, to get you to do something, so you react. It's all it is. It's just a reaction way. I do it all the time when I troll someone. I look for one little thing, and Matt will tell you this, and I'll work on that one little thing and critique it just to fuck with you the entire time. That's how trolls work.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
No, I
if
can
you let it
understand
get
that.
to you, then they're going to sit there and keep doing it.
Well, my thing is, I ignore it. I don't comment back to them. I don't, because, they ain't worth commenting to. Because the more
Yeah, I
you
wouldn't
comment,
highlight
the
it.
more
Yeah, if you highlight it by commenting, then yeah, they're gonna keep
If
fucking
you
with you.
highlight it, you just
they're gonna
get
keep
more videos
commenting.
made,
Exactly.
everything like that.
Yeah. Well, if you keep commenting to them back and forth, it's just going to turn into something stupid, and they're going to say, "Oh, see, I got to her." No, I'm not going
Yeah,
to
but why do
comment.
people keep calling you these names? Like they think you're a guy. I don't know what's up with that. I know you're not a guy.
That I
You're
don't
just a
understand
woman.
either.
That's fucked up. I know you got.
Definitely not.
Yeah. I mean, you got an
I'm
aggressive
definitely
voice
not that.
because you're probably from up northeast or something. Yeah. Most women
I
up there have that
am.
voice. Yeah.
I am.
I mean, look at Thanos. He sounds like he's like an, he's got that rough, voice from New York and shit accent too. So at first when you hear him, you're like, oh man, this motherfucker's a dick. And once you get to know him, you're like, well, he is a dick, but he can be cool at times too. So
Yeah, I just have a voice, and when I get
what it
into
is?
what
I
I'm
think people
saying,
want to see your face. Type
it sounds. Say that again.
I think people want to see your face. They want to see your face. If you did that, people would stop and leave you alone, man. I think they would. But it's the same thing. It's like a
Yeah, because that is one of the biggest questions with a lot of people, because they got all
if
them,
you show them
you
your
got all them
face, and then people are
backhands.
gonna be fucking with you still. So it's really up to you.
All right. All right,
Ultimately,
James, okay.
I don't know you or anything. Just go with my philosophy. Opinions are like
Okay.
assholes. Everyone has one.
I was about to say, me and
All
Matt
right,
have done with
Dave's okay now, though.
me and
All
Matt
right,
have done with
Dave's
enough
okay
female
now.
gamers to know that
Dave's
you're
all right?
gonna get hate.
You good with Dave?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, Dave's all right. Dave,
All right, well, let's get back to the subject here, because Matt was talking. Hey man, I'm
Listen,
very passionate
I'll-
about this shit, Pop.
I will be back on. I'm going to be listening to you. I just have something to take care of, but I did want to get on and talk to you guys, and I didn't forget about you. And thank you all for the love and support. I do appreciate that, and I'm going to keep doing my videos no matter what. But I'll be back.
All right.
all right.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right.
No problem. What's up?
So, like I was saying, Matt, the thing that we're mainly talking about is the fact that we would personally like this in one area, in one central hub. And I do agree with you that Microsoft wouldn't invest into it, but there's like ideas that you could do to get them to invest into it. Like I was saying earlier, one of the things is, Gears of War. The next Gears of War comes out this year, right? You could do a tournament from January to April, saying like, the top 5 players in the U.S. and the top 5 players in the U.K. Whoever wins the tournament bracket, and have the tournament only cost about $2 for them 3 months. You join up, you do the tournament. Whoever wins goes to E3 and plays live on stage in an actual UK versus US fight. That would basically pay for itself in a matter of a month. Probably less than that. I mean, and you could use the dashboard. How many times have you seen people buy stuff on the dashboard or buy the avatar outfits? You could take like $1 or $2 out of every avatar outfit and shit, and then use that to contribute to the funds.
I mean, it sounds good in theory, dude. I just, no matter how
It comes down to getting the companies to be wanting to do it.
And that's the thing. I mean, these companies, if you're talking about sponsoring a contest over the internet, I mean, that's it's something that they're not going to be able to do legitimately.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Me and you have seen it done on fucking other sites. Like, there's been other sites that do this.
Done on other sites, but the other sites don't take into account that, your internet connection is different than mine. If your internet connection spikes where mine spikes, it throws the whole game off.
Yeah, and that's one of...
So you can't get legitimately real event. And I mean, people, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have 10 grand to go to freaking Comic-Con
you
or
remember the Halo?
special and drop on one tournament. And that's where some of these contests cost. They, just the entry fees alone, and they do them like that so it's more of a fair contest. Getting Microsoft to go along with it, I mean, hell, this should be something that Microsoft, Sony, PC, they all should be on board with. Now, whether they'll do it or not, I mean, it's going to take an enormous outrage and cries from the community to get these companies to realize this is what we want. We want to see this. We want to have a competitive gaming market. I don't know.
I think I was telling Matt, I was telling Armored. I said, Armored, listen, it sounds like a good thing, good idea. It sounds like it's a way for standardization, but there's so many variables that you have to take into account for that you're basically pegging the whole responsibility onto Microsoft. And I don't think Microsoft would say that'd be fair if you're splitting the pot up with MLG or whoever's the holder of the tournaments or whatever.
Well, I said though, if you have other mediums, like I said with the transactions and shit, they wouldn't be pegging everything onto them. Is what I'm trying to get. It would pay for itself in gross over time. Regardless.
I think you're looking at it from a fanboy perspective. You're not looking at it from a business perspective.
No, I am looking at it.
Business counts, it makes sense for them to say, okay, well, we're going to do it.
Hold on, Poppy. I am looking at it as a business perspective too, because I see a lot of these other sites that me and Matt have paid entry fees to get into. They do have. Hold on, they do have fucking prize pools in them, and they have games, and you can win consoles and shit from them too.
So is the competitive thing about winning money, or is it just about proving your medal?
Hold on, I'm getting to that. I have seen other sites do this, and they do it well. But like I said, yet again, the problem that me and Matt have always seen is the community is so small because of two reasons: the game dies off too fast, or the community's so broke up. Because there's so many different sites out there that people are using. We've done a lot of free sites too that actually give prize pools out also and shit, but it was all about who was on the top of the leaderboards.
So you're talking about prize money. You ain't talking about competitive play. You're talking about
I'm talking about competitive in general.
Prize.
I'm talking about listen, Poppy, I'm talking about competitive in general. I'm just talking about that there has been that aspect been done also in it. And still,
who's going to waste their time to play competitively if they don't have nothing to win?
That's my point. And, there has to be some sort of prize there. No one's going to put in the time or effort without something there.
Well, yeah.
What one was it that we were in before? And
we were also in that one with the Halo 4 tournaments.
And I think it was Battlefield 3. And the site that we were running, literally, if you won their quarterly tournament, they would actually literally sponsor you to the next gaming convention for the tournament at the next gaming convention each quarter.
And we got fucking 10th place for that shit.
Ultimately, what it boiled down to is you were having to rely on the leader of the two groups to go back and report after the match who won, who lost, what was the score.
And that's what I'm getting at, man. If this was all on a central hub on the dashboard, like an app system, that as soon as you sign into your Xbox Live account and you signed your profile into this app, it literally tracked everything, and everything on your roster listing was right there. That's what I'm trying to get at. Then it's so much easier to navigate. Remember how many times we've had people where we had to put people as a moderator for these sites, and they never did their fucking job? Where it got to the point where I'd have to sit there and fucking critique every little fucking thing. I mean, if it was all seemed lined onto the dashboard and ran off the dashboard, it'd be so much easier to use. Because
it is. If you had it on PlayStation Network and you had it on PC, and ultimately, when I say that, I know we're Xbox guys. We play Xbox. We don't really convert over to PC very often. If we do, and if I do, it ain't much of shit. Sony, it's not Microsoft that would have to do this. This would have to be an independent organization that creates this app, just like your phone. That you would have to create it, and you would have to have people monitor the site at all times.
And that's
Microsoft,
that's
Sony, they're not going to put people in charge of a particular
well,
area.
that's why I was saying that esports and MLG could do this because they're already sponsored by Microsoft and Sony. You know, they could. All it is just a simple fucking app that they could run in. And I mean, yeah, I know how hard it is to make a fucking app, but once the app is up and running, it's just basically coming up to the maintenance and just putting the rules and regulations. They do that already on their fucking website. You know, if you go to their website, they're updating their website every fucking day.
I mean, ultimately, dude, I'm all for it, but I still feel like it's going to come down to an independent company outside of Microsoft and Sony to do this. Those companies are more focused on the big things of.
And then see, that's where I said this shit's
whoever trying to DDoS their system, you know, trying to crash the servers on Christmas, like they've been trying to do every year.
Man, I didn't ask you earlier, but was your shit shut down this morning?
I have no idea, dude. I was asleep until about 15 minutes before I had to be at work.
Because this shit was fucking shut down earlier.
It might have been, dude. I normally don't get on in the mornings.
Alright, but what do you think, Pops? You agreeing with Matt? He's asleep.
His mic's muted. Dude, I think it's a good idea. I just think that it's going to have to come down to an independent company.
Here's the way I was pitching it out, even with Microsoft, man. Think about it. Microsoft calls themselves the all-in-one box, right? Now they could even say they're the all-in-one box for the competitive community. This would sell consoles in a lot of ways, because how many fucking competitive players do we run in on a daily that want something like
I'm
this?
gonna be straight with you, man. There's not a lot of competitive players. There's a lot of casual multiplayer gamers.
I'm gonna be frank with you, Poppy, for being you a single player market, man. You don't have no fucking idea. Matt will tell you that.
I'm being frank with you, man.
I agree with Poppy, dude. It's a great idea, but the whole
oh my god, man! You told me the bus, Matt. I gotta edit this shit out, son. We straight on the bus. I thought we were boys, son.
I agree with you. It would be awesome. It would be fantastic. It's one of the best ideas I've heard in a long time. But here's where, Poppy, the competitive market. There's very few competitive people. People get online right now. They get online. They play Destiny. They get online. Oh well, Destiny's got this new Sparrow.
I should have known you was gonna go to Destiny, man. I should have known you was gonna go to Destiny. You know, ever since you got Destiny, motherfucker, you have been casual all day, every day.
I wasn't even gonna get the fucking game until you started.
See, I know he's throwing everybody else under the bus.
Oh, fucking casual motherfucker, man.
All these, you don't see these, the people that get on, and it's either they're casual gamers that get on whenever they're off of work, or they're 12-year-old little kids that are on all the time because they have nothing to do with their spare time.
Oh shit, exposure, son.
Hold on, Matt. Be honest, how many times in the last 10 years have we seen competitive fucking communities come out, run a play, and do matches?
How many?
Give me this crap.
In the course of the last 10 years, have you seen the gaming community evolve? It's gone less and less to people.
See, that's the thing. That's the U.S. That's the U.S. community. Me and you have talked about this essentially. The difference between the U.S. and the U.K. and the Asian community is they're all about competitive esports. They're all about that fucking circuit. Over here, we're not about that shit. We're about fucking
looking for a job and shit. They can't find a fucking job, so they stay on that fucking competitive
man. Do you not know that fucking like Asian and shit? That's actually a job over there. Motherfuckers
That's what I'm saying. They're looking for a job.
I mean, Jesus Christ, fucking.
They got pennies, man.
Pistola and what was the kid's name?
Bravo.
No, Pistola and one of the other guys went at it in Halo 4, 1v1, one kill came down for 250K. That's their job. You don't have the level of gamers that can go out there and compete every weekend.
But at the same time, Matt, how many times just in Halo, me and you were big.
Armor, you're looking at it from a perspective.
Hold on.
Damn, Armor, stop being knucklehead,
Hold
man.
on for a second. Matt, how many times have we've seen in esports, though, just in the Halo community, how many times have you seen rookies come into the Halo community on esports? Hasn't it pretty much been the same group of people?
It is, but we're a dying fucking breed, dude.
I know we're dying breed, man. The only way to bring the breed back, man, is to fucking get the community up.
For crying out loud, I mean, when we first got together and started playing and everything else, I was online all the time. My life has changed directions. Started going to school. Started getting other things. We're the competitive side. We're a dying breed. People just want to get on and have fun, or God forbid, sit there and control somebody for 5 hours because they need to make the same joke 50 times over again.
Now, I'm not trying to troll you, Armored, but there is a reason why Splatoon won Multiplayer of the Year. You know it why, right?
Because it's a gay ass game. Shut the fuck up.
No, it's a quick 3 minute. No, it's a quick 3.5 minute experience where people can have a good time and I'm
telling you right now, I guarantee I guarantee that there's a large number of unspoken motherfuckers that would love to have this in the competitive
I know what you're saying, and I agree. It's a fucking phenomenal idea. But who's willing to foot the bill, get the shit on the road, get the shit rolling, and get people signed up to pay the monthly or the yearly fee on it? Because that's what it's going to require. You know that for a fact.
I think the monthly and yearly
Nobody's
fee
gonna do
would
that
be
shit for free.
maintenance, though, man. I think it would be maintenance mainly. And like I said, you already have esports and MLG. You can go over there right now and you can sign rookie league rosters to go sign up for them, and then we're completely free, and you start your own leagues and everything.
But somebody's
all I'm saying is they could put that same shit that they're doing right there, instead of having it on their website, they could slap that on the fucking dashboard.
It ain't as easy as you think it is.
They already have it. No, here's the thing though, Poppy. If you go on Microsoft fucking Xbox Live, they already have an MLG app right there. What's the difference with taking that shit that you have on the website and putting it on the app that they already have? The app's there, but the app's there mainly for the fucking streaming shit. All you gotta do is just add another section onto the app.
Well, it's more than what you think it is, man. Trust me. It's like Matt was saying, the internet connections. You're asking people, like somebody in the backwoods of
There's a lot of these matches that are run off the internet connection.
Somebody in New York City has. It's just not. Doesn't work that way. You know.
I agree with you on that, but like I said, there are a lot of online.
And how do you know motherfuckers aren't using mods or hacked copies and shit? You never know, man. You just gotta. I mean, that's why it's so essential to have a generalized location where there's some sort of, quality assurance or something, to make sure.
I mean, dude, seriously, why do you think they're starting to piss test people at fucking gaming conventions that's in these contests?
Oh yeah, you are right about that.
Coked up, man. People are coked up. When you're coked up, son, that's it.
Exactly. Mountain Dew. All these companies, and I don't use Mountain Dew.
What was it?
Backing this because they're tired of sponsoring a person to go paying thousands of dollars for hotel rooms, for food, for the entrance fee to get these guys to these contests, and they get to these contests, and if they're not completely stoned out of their fucking minds, they can't play with the shit.
Well, that's because most of these motherfuckers do Adderall and shit.
Well, I mean...
He said Adderall. Goddamn, son.
It's true, man. Washington got caught with doing Adderall and Xanax.
Why you throwing out the man's business like that, man? Shit.
That was public fucking knowledge, man, if you pay attention to esports.
If you won't, it's like... I don't know, man. To me, it's like running a race against a person with one leg. I mean, how... If I sit here and I go in with my group of guys and we totally wax
Hey, Shadow, did you start playing Xenoblade Shadow?
And their connection's not as good as ours.
Oh my god, man, this is awesome.
Yeah, but you got a lot of these.
There's an auto-equip
dedicated servers
sub menu, just so you know.
Dude, it calls It costs dice. It costs.
I was about to say, Matt, don't you say that there's bullshit on Battlefield, because I was going to tell you right now, you just suck at Battlefield.
Costs them a shit ton of money to do an update for their game. Why? If you notice, these games have stopped coming out with updates constantly. It's because Microsoft and Sony has realized, hey, if we charge them a fee for every time they'll do an update, we make more money.
I also think it's because a lot of these games get rushed, though, Matt, in all honesty.
I mean, I take
every version update costs the publisher a new license. They have to pay for a new license.
I mean, if you go down the street and get a lotto ticket and I win fucking $50 million, I don't have a problem with fronting the bill for something like this to see how it works. I think it's a great idea.
Hey, Matt, but wouldn't you think like $1 entry fee for some of these games and matches would be a good idea, too? I mean, if you think about it, let's say you have 10 million people on Xbox Live and only 2 million participate or 1 million participate, $1 right there for an entry fee of $2, you basically get back your money in in like 3 seasons.
I think you're just looking at it from, you know, I don't know, man.
You are right, Poppy. You are right. I'm looking at it like I would think this would be a bomb-ass idea.
No, you're looking at it from a hardcore, you know, competitive gamer, but you're not looking at it from the realization of what's it going to cost to get it done.
Matt will tell you from the time that we've been playing Xbox that I have never been a fucking.
I was telling Armored. I said Armored.
He's actually admitting that he's partially wrong is shocking to me right now.
Oh shit. He's hanging out with me too much. That's what it is. I'm softening him up.
I've never been a goddamn casual, son. Matt knows that shit.
I mean, it's fun. I think it's a wonderful idea. I wish something would come like that, but ultimately, I don't see anybody.
Well, man, me and Alf and you have talked about this over years, on and off, man, that we know it will never fucking happen, but I still think if the word ever got out there and Microsoft took a look at it, it would be a great marketing fucking scheme.
I think Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft have to get together and create a standardization body in order for this to work right. And then that way you'll get all the publishers and developers on board. Once that happens, maybe some of this stuff becomes standard service, you know?
And I say the time would be now to do it, though. Like, this would be the prime sure time, because like I said, in the next year, there are 9 competitive games that are specifically designed for fucking esports that are coming out already, just in this upcoming year. So, I mean, this would be the perfect time to have this type of system implemented into the hardware. And like I said, this would be a great marketing scheme because you could market this to get more people to come buy your console. You could be like, look, we are the home for the competitive community. We have the fucking rookie roster listing community right here for you. You want to get big? Here's how it goes. How many of these guys you watch all the time that watch Nadeshot and fucking Snipe Down and Ogre and all of them on fucking YouTube, and they want to emulate some of these dudes. So they go out and make their own clans, and then they want to fucking get into the thing, but it's so hard for them to get into that they eventually give up on. If you have something like that's a minor league to the fucking major leagues.
But there's the difference in what you're saying. You're wanting clan-wise, and I get that.
Well, I'm just saying implement it as a clan-wise system, but what I'm saying is, here's the thing, Matt. Me and you both agree this because we're both fucking sports nuts. You always have to have a minor leagues to have a major leagues, right? The problem you have with a lot of esports contests is the only thing you ever see are the major league players. You never see how they got there.
Because nobody gives a shit how they got there. They just know that they're there.
Oh yeah. Well, what I'm saying is it would still be good in an aspect to have this out there so people could sit there and be like, hey, you know, this is pretty fucking good. I mean, like I said, League of Legends has this aspect, and it works really well with them. And then you actually pay for a lot of the tournaments offhand. You know, percentage of the characters you buy goes to it. They have League of Legends fucking tournaments every year where they're making like, I think it's like 10, 15 million a year on each fucking tournament that people pay for that shit, and they have to work their way up from the fucking minor leagues on that tournament to the semi-pros to the pro leagues just to get into the tournament. So I mean, it is doable. It's just that Microsoft and Nintendo and all of them don't want to do it because they don't. Like I said, I don't think they see a revenue in it, and I agree with you.
I see Nintendo getting into it. more than anybody else. They got.
I gotta change my battery out.
They've got
Alright.
the Smash Brothers thing going. Okay, people are loving that. Splatoon is starting to get a lot of respect. Okay, and you know, they got that Tekken tournament game coming out, whatever, the Pokken tournament game. So there's some competitive stuff going to happen. The thing is, they all have to get together and unite and get this shit.
And I see the same thing with Microsoft, because Microsoft has Gears of War, which is a heavily competitive focused game. They have tournaments for that. They have fucking Halo Wars, which actually had bracket tournaments for the first one coming out.
Hey, they got that
next
new
year.
Halo Wars coming out, right? That shit looks
Yeah,
nice,
it comes
man.
out. It comes out next year. It comes out
How do you
next
think
year.
that's gonna play?
You
think it's
have.
gonna be good?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be damn good, dude. It's
You
made
think they
by
took
Total
some of the
fucking.
story from 5 and put it on that one, or what do you think?
No. It's gonna continuation from this first one, but it's got Total War in it, man. Total War is making that game is gonna be fucking perfect. You got
Right.
fucking Fable Legends coming out. You know, you got Gigantica that's coming out. That's all esports based games right there. Then you got Halo 5.
What about Rocket League?
Well, even Rocket League. Rocket League is already part of esports. Like I said, you have all these games that are already out that are esports centric.
Okay.
Why not have a central hub on your
Yeah,
console?
they need to
that
get
lets you
together.
control it?
Yeah, they all have to get together and get that shit organized. Cause
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and it would, like I said, a lot of these games would have more life and into their games because people want to play in the tournaments, people want to get good, and I mean, Halo's already got that shit. We have seasons in Halo 5 right now. You know, they already have it, but it's not something that is really that good because you still have to go to Waypoint to sign up for the seasons, do all this extra bullshit, when it should just be easily just as soon as you sign into your Xbox, there's a giant stat tracker that's tracking all the games that you signed up for these leagues, and then you just go and play.
Right.
Like I said, it could be a central hub, and it would be a great marketing scheme for these companies. It'd be basically, hey, look, this is what we got. You know, we're the home for the competitive community.
Right.
Did Matt leave? I think
Yeah.
he changed his battery.
Yeah, he said his battery was dying.
Damn. You know what, Matt? When we get on Xbox Live, I'm getting in your ass, son.
Why the hell is Lavon Kaysen doing a show right now? Come on.
Throw me under the bus, son.
Who is watching your shit?
Ain't
Some
nobody
Thanos.
watching your shit.
Ain't nobody watching this shit.
Man, we got Timefall Princess in here, man. Man, I'm a big fan of her. Shadow Fox, I'm a big fan of Shadow. You know, Battlefront's got 3,000 subs.
Matt just came back.
Matt just came back. Matt's
He
the
came back to give me support, but the motherfucker threw me under the
Matt's
bus.
the
with
cleanup
quickness.
guy over here for Armor.
Dude.
Because I'm the all
And I like I said, dude, I agree with you. I would love to see something like it. I mean, maybe as a collective community, if we all got together and said, "Hey, Donald, we'll vote for you if you fucking start this." I mean, maybe we'll,
Hey, Jay, I beat you in every Halo. I'll be right back.
Ah, this motherfucker. Matt, you heard this shit?
Damn
Did you hear
What?
that shit? She just
Throwing
said
my
she
name out
gonna
there.
whoop my ass in Halo.
No, she said she'll be right back. She's gonna
Gotta
whip,
get the fuck on with that
somebody's
shit.
ass in Halo or something.
No, she said, Jay, I'm gonna beat you in Halo. I'll be right back. That's what she said.
She likes talking shots, man.
she
That's
just
good.
said something about she would be right
No,
back.
I didn't say I was going to beat him. I did not say I was going to beat him. I said I have beat him already in every Halo. You guys
haven't
gotta
beat me
listen
in
now.
any
That's how
Halo.
we're
When
gonna
have you
twist
played?
it.
Are you kidding
hold on,
me,
when have you-
Armor? You fucking holding out on us, son. You holding out
No,
on
no,
us,
no.
man.
I need to know, was I drinking that night? Was I fucking on
No.
drugs? I don't ever remember playing your ass in Halo.
But she got a 50,000.
I even got the footage
you
to
know.
prove it. I got the footage to prove it.
Prove it.
Oh shit!
Prove it. Put
Exposure,
that shit
son.
on you- Hold on.
Yo.
Put that shit on
Damn.
Hold on,
Damn,
hold on.
son.
Put that shit on your YouTube channel, cause I'm gonna expose
Hey,
your
Matt,
ass
Matt,
for the
I know
lying
what,
shit
this-
you doing.
I know what
What's up?
Armor does. I know what Armor does. He shoots you in the back, son, and depletes your shields and shit, and then tell you that you're the weak
I
link.
just have to
son.
say one thing. You guys know you
He's supposed to be a team
love
player and
me.
shit, man. He fucking
I'm
you up.
back.
Hey,
No, man, this motherfucker. Right after we first started playing, he was like, "Dude, let's do a 1v1." I was like, "All right, whatever. Let's get on Halo 3. We're gonna do a 1v1." He goes, "Okay, we're gonna do it on Guardian or whatever this little tiny ass map is." I'm like, "All right, cool." So we on this fucking shit. This motherfucker. I'm running around for like 15 minutes trying to find this fucker. All of a sudden, I just get shot in the fucking back. And a buddy of mine's like, "Dude, you know what he's doing?" I'm like, "I don't know what the hell he's doing. I can't find his fucking ass. This little bitch is crouching all the way around the fucking map. Never sitting in one place. He's in
laughing to his nose.
I wonder if he can't find
Hey, I told
motion detector. No, motherfucker crouching.
Hey, the only one that ever beat us in our game.
Hey, you talking about some captain shit. That's all.
Black. Hold on. The only one that's ever really beat me besides fucking Black Onyx was goddamn Alf. I could never go, like, me and Alf would always go one-on-one, and it would always be he would win the match, I'd win a match. He would win a match, I'd win a match. That motherfucker, I could never go, like, consecutive wins on him.
Come on, motherfucker. It depended on the fucking game.
I'm fucking crouching and flagging at the same time.
Dude, he was good at that shit. Then we started putting
man.
I'm talking about he good at shit.
Oh no, I'm
He's
great.
one of those knife guys, man, in Call of Duty, man. He walk around with knives and shit, slicing people up and shit.
I have to tell you, I used to
I hate those guys, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's why I don't play no multiplayer, because you motherfuckers with the knives and shit, y'all be fucking dirty and shit. Like, slicing people from behind the back and shit, don't be telling nobody you coming and shit, because nobody can hear the fire.
Well, hey, at least, hey, Matt, did you tell him about that cross snipe tank that I shot you, man, and you was still on my team?
I don't remember anything like that.
Oh, you wasn't in there with Dolly when I fucking shot Dolly out of the air?
Dude, this some bitch. He creeps around the fucking map. He's playing one of my ex-roommates at the time. Creeps around the fucking map, picks up the invis. My roommate throws a fucking sticky grenade across the fucking map and hit him in the face. I died laughing. I was like, "Oh my god, dude! I cannot believe he just did that shit." No, because even in the replay, you can clearly see you creep around the fucking corner. That damn invis just gave off just enough predator haze to fucking give away your position through that shit.
We need to get back on Battlefield, man, and shit. Get you off of fucking Destiny.
Motherfucker, you know how much I've played Destiny? The only reason I'm playing Destiny right now is because of the fucking Sparrow race, and that shit's actually fun.
It's good so far since they updated it.
I still can't believe they fucking flat out lied to us about the fucking weapon changes, but I mean...
Yo, but I don't fuck.
They lied to us about the planets too, so...
It was just a miscommunication.
Oh yeah, it was a miscommunication. Go from 7% to 0.07% or 0.007%. Yeah, they it was a typo. Motherfucker, you do realize that the 0.007% does not change any of the damage that you've done. But hey, like I said, man, I'm having fun with the Sparrow race and I'm liking the shit. I wish it was something that would stick around as a normal playlist. Instead of, as they're saying right now, it's only going to be a once-a-year event.
Oh, that sucks. Well, they do say that Destiny is nothing but one big fucking beta.
Some of the people would have to agree with them.
They're testing out all these fucking new modes and fucking implementing all these weird mechanics.
That's funny because the beta felt like a complete game. It was just missing, you know.
It was just missing more content.
Yeah.
And the fucking beta actually seemed like it took me longer to get through the beta than it did the fucking campaign.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly how I feel. It's crazy. You get the real game and it's like, yeah, you're done. That's crazy.
It's like, you know, and that's one thing that irritates the piss out of me about, you know, some of these games is they sit here and they release a beta, you know, like Destiny did. They released the damn beta. If you're going to have me playing the first fucking quarter of the damn game, you might as well link it to my fucking account, and when the game comes out, just go ahead and give me credit for it. I've already played it. You know, if you're going to do like the last portion of the game or something like that, that's kind of cool. I like that aspect of a beta, but to do the first damn near quarter of the fucking game, I mean, you had Earth, the Moon, Venus, and Mars when the game came out. Seriously, that was...
When are we looking at Destiny 2? Next year? The end of next year?
Next year. According to, if they stick with the timeline that was leaked, Destiny 2 will be next year.
Okay.
But, you know, Bungie, they're saying that there's a bunch of new shit coming out. I don't know, dude. I really don't. It's kind of hard to trust them.
You're going to purchase it again?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
After you see that trailer, after you see that new trailer, you're like, oh shit, son. I'm itching.
You know, it's interesting. I do like the game. I enjoy playing the game. I just wish there was certain aspects about it that, you know, if you're going to come out and make a bold statement like this is going to be the best game in history and shit, you know, at least live up to the hype that you're creating. Or at least somewhat live up to it. I just feel like, in a way, Bungie let us as gamers down with what they released.
They're the only ones. Watch Dogs, anybody?
Oh.
I enjoyed Watch Dogs.
I enjoyed it all the way up to the point where I watched the one dude that does gaming sins and everything that was wrong with Fallout 4 in 5 minutes.
Well, Watch Dogs was good enough for Watch Dogs 2. So.
And I'm excited.
By good, you mean sales, right?
Yeah.